The question we're going to be answering today is, what is the difference between a quartz and a mechanical movement in a watch? Well, first, a watch movement, also known as a caliber, is the engine of a watch that acts as the powerhouse to make the watch and its functions work. This internal mechanism inside the timepiece moves the hands and powers any complications such as a chronograph, annual calendar, or a dual time zone. There are countless different movements that are created by watch manufacturers utilizing proprietary innovations, but each of these movements will fall into one of two categories, quartz or mechanical. And we'll talk about what the difference between those two movements are next. An easy way to differentiate a quartz from a mechanical movement is by looking at the second hand. On a quartz watch, the second hand has the tick-tick motion that moves once per second, while mechanical watches has a smooth, sweeping seconds motion. A quartz movement utilizes a battery as its primary power source and is typically the type of movement that you will find in your standard no-frills watch. To create power in a quartz watch movement, a battery sends an electrical current through a small quartz crystal, electrifying the crystal to create vibrations. These vibrations keep the movement oscillating and drive the motor to move the watch hands. Unlike quartz movements, a mechanical movement uses energy from a wound spring, rather than a battery to power the watch. This spring stores energy and transfers it through a series of gears and springs, regulating the release of energy to power the watch. There are two types of mechanical movements found in luxury timepieces today: manual and automatic, each with unique characteristics. With manual movements, the wearer must turn the crown multiple times to wind the mainspring and store potential energy. The mainspring will unwind slowly and release energy through a series of gears and springs that regulate the release of the energy. This energy is then transferred to turn the watch hands and power the watch's complications. Winding intervals for manual wind watches will depend on the power reserve capacity of the movement, which could be 24 hours to 5 days or more. With automatic movements, the movement works largely the same way that manual movements do, with the addition of a metal weight called a rotor. The rotor is connected to the movement and it can rotate freely. With each movement of the wrist, the rotor spins, transferring energy and automatically winding the mainspring. Watches featuring an automatic movement will still require winding, but dramatically less than a manual watch. If the watch is worn every day, it will maintain timekeeping functions without winding, but if the watch hasn't been worn for an extended period of time, it will need a quick wind to garner initial power.
Hey, it's great of you to check out our videos today. We hope we provided some value for you and answered some questions that you might have. There's a few ways to keep in touch with us. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. We'll have videos coming up with different answers all the time. If you do need help with your watch, you can check out our website. We've got a lot of answers there and different ways we can help you. If you want to like us on Facebook, we have content we're uploading constantly. Keep in touch with us there. And lastly, go ahead and check out other videos. We have a lot more questions coming, a lot more answers for you.